Hi, this is Sophie. So, if you have noticed, there are a lot of things that have changed in my life in the last few months, and a lot of people are asking me questions about those changes. So, I thought I would take some time and explain to you what's happening. First of all, if you do not know, for the last 7 years, I was a access consciousness facilitator, and I am no longer an access consciousness facilitator. Even though I traveled the world, I met amazing people, I made lots of money, all of that, and I saw miracles, everything. I am no longer doing this work. And it happened over the summer. So last summer, I really looked at this for a long time. But I realized that it's been a while that I realized something was missing. So I want to say something first about access. Access is a wonderful, wonderful thing. It has definitely helped me be where I am today. And I'm so, so grateful for everything. But I am no longer a practitioner of access consciousness. I no longer take classes. I no longer facilitate classes. I do not do the bars or the body processes. So that being said, like I said, it's an amazing modality, an amazing tool. It works with energy. It's wonderful. And for a long time, I felt like there was something greater that was available to me, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it. So something you need to know about me is that I love love. I'm even romantic about it, right? I love loving people. It's something that is just part of me. I love being generous, and I love seeing the good in people. It is something that has sustained me and has allowed me to create really great relationships. I also missed community. I wanted to be in a community, and Access has little pockets of community, but I couldn't find what I was looking for. So I asked a lot of questions. I decided to basically open myself up to people that I had rejected in the past. And this is when I met this young man who was very happy, very healthy, even though he didn't have a job, he didn't have a place to live, but he was just serene and peaceful about it. Now, one thing about this man is that he had a community that was supporting him. And this community is the community that he found around the Christian faith. So this is somebody of Christian faith. And of course, he wanted to tell me about his faith, and I listened. I asked a lot of questions, and I can tell you that at first I resisted it with every ounce of my being, Christian faith, because I associated Christianity with religion. But he kept pushing, and he insisted he invited me to the church, and I met this wonderful community of his, which wink to the frontier community. But I want to explain to you for a minute that what I found was nothing like religion. It was people who were kind and open and loving and caring and really saw me more than I had felt seen in a long, long time. So I started opening myself up. I took a course with the church simply because I am curious, and if I ask questions, I will ask questions in everything. What I noticed about these people is nobody tried to convert me. Nobody tried to tell me that the Christian faith was the right faith or I had to follow Jesus. Nobody did that. In fact, they were very curious because at the time I was still practicing access consciousness. So they were very curious about my faith, about access consciousness. And they wanted to know, and even the pastor was like, well, let me take a class with you. So it really intrigued me that these people who have such a strong faith were actually open to whatever I had to offer. And it was really an interaction. It was not just them telling me how to be, it was me back and forth interacting with them. And through this interaction, I started experiencing a relationship that I had not experienced in any other modality, and not just access consciousness, because if you know me, you know I've done a lot of things even before access. You know, I have to say the universe is a wonderful place, and I love asking questions of the universe, and I love saying, oh, the universe got my back and all of that, and it's great, it's fantastic. But still, it was not a relationship because the universe did not have a personality, did not have a heart, it did not have a loving feeling for me. So the more I went to church, the more I talked to people, the more I started feeling like I was developing a relationship with this entity that they call Jesus. And it really struck me as one of the most intimate, powerful relationships I ever had. So I started reading the Bible, even though in my head the Bible was, well, that's just a made-up book, right? There was no way that the Bible was real. So I questioned a lot of it. You have to understand, this is not something that took place overnight. I was like, this is, Old Testament. Oh my gosh, I couldn't deal with the Old Testament. It was so dark and so judgmental and all of the stuff that you can think about. But I kept at it. I kept at it. I kept at it. I kept at it. And suddenly I saw that everything that I learned with Access Consciousness was in the Bible. Everything, expansion, energy, all of it was in Access Consciousness. It was really interesting for me to see that. The ask and you shall be given, that's in the Bible. All right, so I read the Bible, and what I noticed is I started having a relationship with the Bible, with the text, not the Bible itself, but the text, right? And if I would ask a question and I would open the Bible anywhere, a lot of time the text had an answer for me. And I love questions. If you know me, I love questions. You probably watch my videos and I ask questions all the time, and I will keep asking questions. But one thing I noticed is I never actually looked for an answer, right? And with the Bible, it gave me an answer. Now, was it a solid answer? Was it the end? No, there was a lot of different possibilities. This was just one answer. And I still had a choice to follow that answer or keep asking the question until it was aligned with what I knew was possible. Because sometimes it is not easy to read a text that was written thousands of years ago in a different time, in a different place, and made it apply to you. So I really had to dig deep and really use my knowing. And this is why I'm so grateful for Access Consciousness, because it taught me to know what is true for me. And through my knowing, I was able to decipher what the Bible was telling me. And it has exploded my business. Within 2 weeks, I was making more than I was making in 3 months previously. So it has really increased my life. I have friendships that are so wonderful, where I really feel seen, I feel understood, I feel accepted, all of that. It has given me the faith to take leaps that I would not have taken before, or, vulnerabilities. I'm now doing things again that I was doing as a kid that I stopped doing. I mean, all kind of things started really reappearing into my life. And I have to say that it's the exploration of my faith, the exploration of a very ancient text that still talks to me, the exploration of my relationship with Jesus that really allowed me all of this. So the reason I'm sharing all of this is to explain to you that it's not a black and white world, right? It's not just this is right, this is wrong, none of it. It's simply that at some point, I wanted to go to the ultimate power. I wanted to go to the Creator. And what I'm finding is that the Christian faith is allowing me to play with this Creator. Now, I'm not actually doing the new, I'm really sticking to the principles of Christianity because I find a lot of truth in it. I love Jesus, and there is something really, really powerful for me in it. If you're curious about it, the first thing you need to know about me is that I love everybody, whether you believe in Jesus or not, whether you do witchcraft or not. I love you, and I will talk to you about any of this at any time. I remember going in the street a few months back with my friend, and we were talking, to people about our faith. So it is not something that I'm shy about, and I am totally open. I'm an open book. If you want to know anything, I'm here. Let me know. And I love you all. Thank you to Access. Thank you for the wonderful community I find at Frontier, and I can't wait to see what this journey takes me on.